break. 44 is the number of people I had over for dinner. And 8, well, 8 is pretty close to the number of pounds I ate that day. These numbers mean so much more. Laurita, neighborhood in southwest side of Chicago. These neighborhoods, these numbers mean something more tragic. 52, number of shots fired. 44, number of people hit. 88, number of people who won't get back up. In these neighborhoods, families, the kids there, they grow up experiencing these numbers on a daily basis. And to put it into perspective, these numbers don't describe the shootings that occurred this past month or in the past 2 months. These shootings describe the shootings that occurred from November 19th to November 25th. So we were all enjoying our Thanksgiving dinner, reminiscing with friends, enjoying our time with family. Other families were losing their brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, and any other family member. And the kids who grew up in these neighborhoods, they grew up learning a different set of rules. They grew up learning which side of the neighborhood not to go to, which colors not to wear, to check the colors, to check the corners at all time, and to know what time they should never be outside. Now I grew up in the second floor, in this apartment of the second floor house. I grew up with my 2 brothers, my mom and dad. And in the apartment, I live on 24th from Pulaski. 24th from Pulaski is a house in La Venta. And just like the kids there, I grew up learning these rules. And as a 6-year-old, I remember doing it, something as any 6-year-old do, drawing. I was drawing on paper that time because I had really got in trouble for drawing on the wall. But I remember when I finished the drawing, being terrified. And not because I'm a terrible artist, I'm not an art major, and I'm not that bad. The reason I felt terrified was because the second I had finished the drawing, my brother had picked up the drawing, teared it in half, and told me to never draw it again. Now, at the time, I didn't understand why. And I just kind of thought it was just, other brothers being mean. Something you hear about TV shows, movies, and many people experience. But the reason he had done that was because I had drawn a crown in my sick man. Now, for a lot of people here, when you think of a crown, you may think of medieval times, you may think of kings and queens. Go to neighborhoods like La Venta, northwest side of Milwaukee, and then in Milwaukee with the Latin kings. These crowns signified a very violent gang. And just like any other kid in my neighborhood, I can tell you, Latin kings, they rule the west side of 26th Street. 2-6, they rule the east side of 26th Street. You don't wear black and yellow on the east side because you'd be confused as a king. You don't wear black and red on the west side because you'd be confused as a 2-6. And these are the rules that we grew up learning through a variety of stories. And just like I said, these are the stories unique, not only unique to La Venta, but unique to every single other neighborhood that has a high amount of gun violence. Now, the kids who grow up with neighborhoods, they grow up with a set of assumptions made about them. They grow up with people thinking they're going to be thugs, thinking they're going to join gangbangers, because that's all we hear about. So this kind of poses a question. If I'm just the same as everyone else in the neighborhood, why am I the one here? Why am I the one at the age of 18 that enrolled at Marquette University to study biomedical engineering, when my brother at the age of 18 decided to run away and join a gang? Now, if you begin looking at our stories side to side, there's really nothing much different about us. We both grew up in the same house, had the same parents, saw the same shootings, experienced the same drug violence. But once you start looking at us in the early years, I got lucky. And the reason I got lucky was for 2 reasons. One of them was during my 6th, 7th, and 8th grade middle school, I had a teacher lucky enough to push me in STEM. She saw that I was curious about science and pushed me to just take a hold of it, set goals for myself, and tackle it. And I took that out with me as I went through the years. At the age of 13, I applied to high school and I was able to avoid public high school in my neighborhood because we all had stories about it. We all had heard stories about it, and we all knew the story was true. My brother, on the other hand, didn't get so lucky. He had a teacher who made assumptions about him, and eventually he became frustrated by that and just embraced his assumptions. The second reason I got lucky was because I simply just wasn't shot. Because a stray bullet in my neighborhood and other neighborhoods like it doesn't care who you are. You can be the top student in your high school, have been accepted to the top program of your choice. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you can get shot. I mean, a month and a half ago, there was a kid riding his bicycle in my neighborhood. Something that a kid should be able to do, like without caring So here at Marquette University, what is it that we can do? What can we do to help these kids? Luckily, we're a university grounded in Jesuit values, grounded in service. And here at Marquette University, there is something we can do. We can make it that these kids don't have to rely on luck. We can make it that there's a system in place for them to succeed. Because here at Marquette, we have wonderful people like Dr. Bergen doing great work at the Community Engagement Office, Ms. Murphy at the Outreach Department and the E-Hall, and a variety of professors being involved in outreach. Not only this, but there's a variety of different organizations involved in outreach that communicate with the neighboring community. And from our engineering side, we've done work for the past year and a half, working with Milwaukee Academy of Science at School on 26 in Kilburn. And there, we've seen great success, which at first we were a bit hesitant about because we knew it wasn't going to be easy. We knew these kids grow up with assumptions about them, and that it was going to be difficult to knock those assumptions out of their head. For the past year and a half, we've seen great growth. We've seen great growth with kids, and we've seen great success. I remember last year, one of our volunteers telling me we had a student walk up to him before and after, and him telling her that before this event, she had done poorly on ACT and wasn't planning on going to university. But after that event, she was thinking about retaking ACT, working as hard as she can, and getting accepted to university. These are the kind of changes that we want to see. We want to see the changes in the kids' mentalities. We want to change them from students who, like my brother, embrace the assumptions made about them, to students who are passionate, goal-driven, and attack all opportunities and goals they set out for themselves. And to put another great example, there's a student named Deshaun. Now, Deshaun was recently part of a biomedical camp we did in Milwaukee Academy of Science. It was a 4-week course where we taught the kids how to code. Deshaun always showed up late, about an hour late, for personal reasons, but he was always very enthusiastic and wanted to learn about computer engineering. And I remember him telling me that he wanted to be a computer engineer. Now, he didn't know what engineering was, he didn't know what college really was about, because he, just like myself when I was younger, had no one who was in college. Because oftentimes these kids, when they're in high school and they're in middle school, they know more gangbangers than they do college-educated people. I know for myself, before coming to Marquette University, I had never met an engineer, but I had met plenty of gangbangers. So with Deshaun, although he wasn't able to make it every day, we met with him outside of Bible boot camp, and we built a relationship with him. And it was honestly amazing seeing him work, because every single time we told him, you can be a computer engineer, he had such a genuine and just happy expression. And that's exactly what I want to do with his kids. You want to build a relationship with them, because once you start building a relationship with them and establishing trust, and they start believing you, you can start creating belief in themselves. And once they start believing in themselves, they begin turning into students who embrace assumptions about them to passionate, goal-driven students. Now, there's oftentimes difficulties with this. There's administrative issues that can go on. There's a variety of other things that can go on, because Murphy's Law is a thing that all of us experience. But we have to keep in mind why we do these things and just keep moving forward. Because once you start affecting the individuals and the kids, this goes back to the community. Because as a whole, they're part of the community, and once you start influencing them in a positive way, they influence their friends. They tell their friends about engineering, they tell their friends about college. And you begin this cycle of goodness, and this cycle that promotes positivity and growth in the community. Something that's completely different from what we currently see in these neighborhoods, which is just a cycle of hatred and violence. So here at Marquette University, with so many opportunities around us, it's not only a great thing to do, but it's an obligation for us to be the difference in these kids' lives. Thank you.